Guys, we are back, and I'm looking at some more MLB plays today over on PrizePicks. Yesterday's video, we cashed out. We were able to cash out this entry here, 75 to 431, 5.75x. Soto came through for us big time. Alonso came through, as well as Yusei. Yusei was a little bit of a sweat, but he ended up coming through pretty big for us here. He finished with a lot more than 30, by the way. He actually got the win, as well as the quality start, so he finished with, I think at least 40. So we also cashed the free play yesterday. We cashed out huge in the DubClub yesterday. We also had this underslip cash here for another 5.75x winner here. And we had this bad boy right here. It was like a 17x right here on PrizePicks, and we cashed that one out pretty big. Over $1,000 right there off of 60. Kyle Schwarber coming through with, I think, a multi-home run game. Then you also have the Blue Jays coming through with a massive day right there, scoring 15 runs against the Rockies. So very good day in the DubClub yesterday, and we're looking to run it right back today. So I also had a $3,000 winner day also. So that was like an $1,800 right there day that we had yesterday. But on Friday, we actually had over $3,000. And yesterday could have been even more than $3,000. Had this entry right here for 1,000, 55 to 1,000. Jeremy Pena, man, he just needed 2 fantasy scores in the first 3 innings. That was kind of unfortunate because he came up in the 4th inning, very first hitter in the 4th inning, and he ended up getting a hit and a run. He had a lot more than 2 fantasy as the first batter in the 4th inning. And also this one here was a demon slip here too to 50 to 600. So that was another $1,600 that the DubClub could have had yesterday if Pena just was up in the 3rd inning instead of the 4th. So you guys can see though that we're crushing the DubClub. Come join us with the link in my description. I'll talk more about that in just a second here. But if you guys want some more free plays from me, be sure to leave a like on this video here, because I'll drop a 3rd play for you guys in tomorrow's video if you guys get this video here to 150 likes. And while you're done and leaving a like, you may as well subscribe to the channel also with those notifications on. That way you get in before designs get bumped or get removed. But talking about the DubClub again, you guys can get it right now for a limited time offer of 50% off. There's a link in my description for 50% off of your first month. There's a limited people that are allowed to get in for this offer. And if you click on that claim offer with the link in my description, you also get access to a promo of where you can get 3 months for 60% off. So either first month off for 50% off or 3 months for 60% off. It's up to you which one you guys want to choose. Link will be available for my DubClub in my description. When you're on the DubClub, the first thing you should do is connect your Discord to DubClub. That way you get access to all the premium channels available, which come with my correlation tab here. You can get all those different entries that we were able to cash out on yesterday. You also get my underdog streaks. We cashed out our first 2 legs of the new streak just yesterday. You get community chat to talk to me and other members. This chat is amazing. There's so many good people in there sharing winning slips and all that as well. It's also just kind of a hilarious place to be. You have the contributors here too, though. Asmi's posting his golf plays, Emote WNBA, Elo with soccer, Nerler with esports, Astronaut posting a little bit of everything, and then Nev with his baseball KBO plays. So he's got some Waking Cash KBO and NBP or NPB plays over here in the Discord as well. So come join us. Link will be available for the DubClub in my description with a limited time offer of 50% off of your first month. Like I said, we cashed out in big time yesterday. Come join us and get in on slips just like these by joining with the link in my description. All right, with that now out of the way, let's get to these free plays. Make sure you play responsibly at your own risk. Leave a like on this video here and subscribe if you have not already, and let's get to these plays. The first play on the PrizePicks board for tonight's slate is going to be over in the fantasy score category, because I like Jackson Merrill over 6.5 hitter fantasy score tonight against the Arizona Diamondbacks. So I think Merrill's in a pretty good spot. He's been over this in 49% of games this year, but his last 20 is 65%. So he's been a lot better in the last 20 games, partly due to some lineup changes. He's been betting a lot more in the 4 spot lately, when there was other times a little bit earlier in the season when he was not batting in the 4 spot. He's kind of like the 5 or the 6 spot, but he's been batting in the 4 spot as of late. Obviously, when you're batting in the 4 spot compared to the 5 or the 6, you're going to be up a little bit more times typically, depending on how the game kind of shakes out, and also you just typically get more run and RBI situations, especially RBI. But we're going to go with a game stat here, just like we did yesterday. So we're going to factor in games when the Padres win, because we need the Padres to have a good game here where they score a lot of runs. We're looking for at least 5 runs here from the Padres. And wins this year, he's been over in 53%. His last 20 is 55%. His last 10, though, is 70%. So like I said, he's been a lot better as of late, basically due to some lineup changes a little bit, and also just overall playing better. But you also see how he's been against righties this year, 54% hit rate in terms of hits, runs, and RBIs. But he actually has a massive batting average this year against, or not this year, but overall against Nelson. He has a 444 average with 4 hits and 1 home run, 2 RBIs, and 9 plate appearances against him. That is awesome. That's beautiful. That's what we want to see. Merrill, though, has a 268 batting average this year against righties, which is pretty close to his just overall average compared to against righties and lefties. Nelson has been a little bit better himself against lefties, but I'm not really concerned about that considering his track record against Nelson in the past. It's very, very good. Merrill, though, has a 321 on-base average against the fastball, though, is a 296. The cutter is a 520. Sliders are 262. So those top two pitches he has been crushing. 296 is still pretty good, even though it should be probably a little bit higher. But again, I'm really not super worried about these analytics with him being better against lefties in his pitch mix because of just how good he's been already in the past against Nelson. So I think the Padres should be able to put up a lot of runs today. They are certainly expected to. They are a minus 132 favorite on the road with a 9-run over-under. So I think overall, the Padres should be in a pretty good spot to put up some runs today, which leads me to my next player that I'm going to talk about. We went with the guy in the 4 spot here. Now we're going to go with the guy in the 5 spot, that being Manny Machado over 6.5 hitter fantasy score. Machado's been over this in 2 of his last 5 and 58% of games so far this year. In his last 20, 60% of games. In his last 10, 60%, 6 out of 10. So Machado, though, I think is in a pretty good spot because, again, we're going to take a look at how he's been in wins this year. Because in wins, he's been a lot better, over in 68%. Last 20 is 55%. Last 10 is 70%, just like Jackson Merrill was. And these guys are heavily correlated, of course, with it being, with them being in the 3 and the 4 spot. Machado comes up, hits a double. Jackson Merrill behind him hits a double as well, or even a home run. Both those guys cash just like that with one swing of the bat. That's all we need. That's just one of many ways where these guys can go over together and why I love correlation so much. And if you take a look here, though, at his track record against Nelson, it's a little bit worse than Merrill's was, but still overall a 304 on-base percentage, 5 hits and 1 home run in 23 plate appearances. So not the greatest, but could definitely be a little bit worse. But overall, what I like here, though, about Machado is going to be his splits because he himself is actually better against righties, which is unlike most righties. And Nelson is actually worse against righties, which is not typically normal for most righty pitchers. So the splits are very good for us here. He has a 368 on-base average this year, faces again mainly the fastball, the cutter, the slider, the curveball, but mainly that fastball. So against that fastball this year, he actually has a 417 on-base average, which is awesome. That's what we want to see. So I think Machado's analytics are pretty good. Kind of like, it's pretty much the opposite of Merrill. Like his history isn't as good. It's not completely terrible, but it's not as good. While the splits and everything look a lot better. The analytical side looks a lot better here for Machado. So I think both these guys are in a great spot. Like I said, we need the Padres to put up some runs today. I think Machado and Merrill will be in a pretty good spot to cover their fantasy score lines today. If you do not have fantasy score available to you, maybe you're on another app out there. What I like instead is the over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. I think Machado you probably could take for 2.5 if you want the plus money, but you could just play it safe and go with 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Now, before I get to my next play, if you're not yet on DK Pick 6, it is a newer app from DK, and it is a DFS pick'em app essentially. So it's available in most states, 18 years and older. So if the book is not available in your state, DK Pick 6 probably will be in your state. And right now we have some WNBA discounts. Right now we have Paige discounted as well as Kelsey Plum. Both are discounted from 18.5 points down to 15.5 points in the WNBA tonight. So they run promos all the time on their app. It's a really cool app, and they also have a lot of kind of unique categories on the board too. Like 2+ hit runs and RBIs, 2+ earned runs allowed. When you're probably not going to get a guy like Ohtani at 2 hit runs and RBIs. You're probably getting it at 2.5 on most apps out there. So it's a pretty cool app. If you want to check it out, go check it out for yourself in my description. Use my promo code DOMG because it helps me out and it helps you out because you'll get some bonuses when you sign up for DK Pick 6 using my promo code DOMG. Right, now getting my next play here, we're going to head over to the pitcher fantasy score category because tonight I like Garrett Crochet over 41.5 pitcher fantasy score. If all 3 are correct, it pays out 5.75x over on PrizePicks. So I think Crochet is in a great spot for a couple of reasons here. But first off, he's been over this in 59% of games. And if you've ever looked at my fantasy scores and how I kind of use my system for these, it's really focused on outs. And Garrett Crochet should go over 17.5 outs. I would be shocked if he did not. So Garrett Crochet, as long as they actually 18.5 today, if you don't know anything about pitcher fantasy scores and it being this high, you basically have to go 18 outs if you're going to cover this line. So the Red Sox are a pretty big favorites today. They're like a minus 250 favorite here against the Royals, and they're at home. In wins this year, Crochet has been over this in 67% of games, but all 5 of these games that he's missed are kind of outlier games. This game here, he gave up, I believe, 5 earned runs here. You have this game right here where he also gave up 5 earned runs. His line today for earned runs is 1.5, and it's pretty much even, like on the over or the under. It's like a minus 110 or something like that, minus 115, over or under. So we're not looking for him to give up 5 earned runs today. I'd be shocked if he did based off of those. This game here, I believe he did not go 18 outs in that game. He only had 15 outs in this game as well as this game right here. Again, his line is 18 outs today. He should be able to go 18 outs. So you're pretty much ruling out all 4 of these misses right here based on the odds for today's game, if that kind of makes sense. Like, he is very, very juiced to not give up 5 earned runs in this game, and he's very juiced to have at least 18 outs in this spot. This game right here, he missed by only a couple fantasy score, 2 fantasy score, but in that game, he only had 5 strikeouts. That was the game against the Cubs there. He only had 5 strikeouts. It was tied for his second lowest of the entire season. And in this time around, he's like at a line of 7 strikeouts. So if he had 6 strikeouts in that game, like he's projected to do in this game, expected to have around 7, he would be able to clear that line relatively easily. So I think Crochet is in a great spot for a lot of reasons. You have that win upside with the Red Sox being a minus 250 favorite. For him to get the win today, the pitcher win, though, is a minus 110, which is pretty good for us there because usually it's almost always plus money for a pitcher to get the win. So Crochet is in a really good spot for pretty much all of those reasons, just his track record in wins and all the misses that he's had being pretty much outlier games. So basically what's going to have to happen is he's not going to have to go 18 outs. He's going to have to give up, 3 or more earned runs probably and have to have 5 or fewer strikeouts. He's not projected to do any of those. He's projected for 7 strikeouts, 18 outs, and possibly also probably get the pitcher win. So there's a lot of reasons to like Garrett Crochet on the over here with him being at home against the Kansas City Royals. The Royals do have a little bit of firepower, but they kind of they do kind of struggle a little bit against some of those higher end pitchers. So I'm really not super concerned about that. They're going to be on the road, going to Boston today. Going to trust the lefty here in Garrett Crochet against the Royals tonight. There's a lot more value available over in the DubClub, so come join us right now at the link in my description. Get in right now with that special discount. It is a limited time offer. Also, make sure that you connect your Discord to DubClub when you join. That way you get access to all these correlation tabs, because if you just join the DubClub and you get plays through DubClub, it doesn't give you links or anything. But if you connect your Discord to DubClub and you can check out this channel here, that's where I actually post the links for these types of slips. So, and they're also posted faster here. So make sure you connect your Discord to DubClub. It'll be a huge help to you. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys hopefully in the next video. Best of luck. If you want to submit over $5,000 of profit on PrizePicks, watch this video on your screen right here.